Welcome in, collective. Welcome in. My name's Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Welcome to your general collective love reading. This is a timeless reading. Anytime you find this, if the message resonates, then take what applies to you. Leave the rest and feel peaceful about that. Know that it will be for somebody else. Let's have a look at... I'm not sure if we're going to do a long or a short reading at the moment. So if you haven't got much time, yeah, we'll see how we go. We're gonna have a look at you, then we're gonna have a look at your person, whoever you're thinking about, and then we'll have a little look at potential outcome. I may or may not do it extended. We'll see how the energy flows. All right. Show me you. Show me general collective from our perspective. Person in your mind. Okay. All right, collective. So overall, I get the sense that this is somebody new that you've met. It does feel like, okay, for some of you, it could be somebody that you know coming through and like that relationship changing in some way, like a friend perhaps turning into a lover or something like that, like a new aspect of a relationship with somebody that you share, or this is a brand new person that's come through. For the majority of you, I would say this is somebody brand new. The way that you're showing up is like a little bit hesitant, like you may not be 100% sure about moving forward with this. You might have some reservations of your own that you're moving through, like maybe some stress and some things like mentally that are weighing you down, that could even be like not related to this at all, but definitely adding to the pressure of like whether or not you become involved in whatever this is. It does feel like for most of you, this is very much something that's like a new connection that has a lot of potential to take off. Your energy seems hesitant. You seem to be like very much, for some of you, it's like put you at a state of like absolute pause, like you're in a period of reflection, like you're not entirely sure which way you're going to go with this. You are excited about it to a degree, but there is like a high level of like anxiety surrounding this from your side of the fence. Your person, on the other hand, seems much more, Spirit saying much more self-assured. Like that person seems to, they present with an air of confidence that could even be why you're presenting with like a little bit of anxiety as well. Like they may be someone that, Spirit saying for a lot of you, this person's very charismatic, very funny, like very intellectual, someone that really knows, Spirit saying really knows how to have a good time, really knows how to show you a good time. You may then be like questioning that, like, is this a facade? Is this like part of a ploy? Is this some kind of game? They seem genuine. From what I can see, this person seems genuine. They may be somebody that's like quite a talker, like someone who really, seeing for some of you, like that could also be like maybe they're talking a lot and you're not really getting a chance to say much, or maybe they're opening up quite a bit and you're still being quite reserved in some way. There is some kind of like, the way it comes through is like there is a spiritual aspect to the connection. So this could be someone that like as you met them, they've kind of like jolted something within you. Like there has been like some kind of soul recognition perhaps between the two of you, and that can be like a little bit intimidating and a little bit scary at first. The way that this comes through is like they recognize you as someone that they are absolutely willing to like pour into, definitely like looking to start something that's going to be solidified, something that's going to be long term and long lasting. From what I can see, it may be moving a little bit too quickly for your liking. This is a fun reading. I'm really glad that I decided to come on and do some love readings tonight because I almost went to bed. Okay, this could be a piece for you guys, right? So if you are like, Spirit saying some of you guys this month will be invited somewhere. For some of you, you haven't actually met this person yet. For some of you guys, there will be an evening where you get invited somewhere and you don't want to go. You almost go to bed, and then right at the last minute, I see you going out and then like meeting this person. So for the singles of you that have watched this far along, if you haven't met this person, I do see this coming in. They seem to be quite sure of you. It's almost like they lock eyes with you and they just know immediately, like, this is something that I want to pursue. This is something that I would like to. Spirit saying like that could also be what's a little bit off-putting for some of you. Like they could just be like coming in like real hot, real heavy, and like guns blazing, and you could still just be a little bit like, hold the phone, pal. Like, let's see some credentials is what Spirit's saying. Yeah, the way that this is presenting is like whatever's happening for you, it does seem like internalized stuff that you're working through, like previous heartbreaks that you're still trying to like, Spirit saying like readjust the barriers on. Like for a time you have to have really high barriers, but I'm seeing you lowering those defensive walls. But it's like, to what degree do you feel comfortable? And take your time with that. Be very gentle and loving with yourself with that like reopening process. Because the way that I'm seeing it is like, this person is definitely someone that you can rely on. This is definitely someone that you are like safe to open up to in that sense. It does feel like someone that's really got like quite a bit to offer, and also quite a bit to, the way that Spirit's saying is like they see quite a bit of potential in you, and they're quite vocal about that. Like they're not really holding back in how they feel. They're not holding back in their offers of commitment, and that could be like a little bit confronting for you. Like it could just be a little bit off-putting even. They do seem to be someone who's like on top of their shit. They seem to be completely in control of their emotions, completely level-headed in regards to this, but it does seem to be like kind of sweep you off your feet kind of energy. So that might be a little bit upsetting or like confusing in some sense, where it's like, I think for some of you the fear is that it's gonna like burn out really quickly. Can I see the outcome for this, Spirit? It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's landed in my lap. Show me one more. Okay, so for some of you, and I have to bring this in because it did come through at the beginning. For some of you, this is a readjustment of some kind of relationship that you've got with somebody that you already know. The way this comes through is like, that could be like where the fear element is for you. Like they may be like, let's transform this, let's come together, like let's unionize is what Spirit's saying. And then you may just be like a little bit unsure about how that's going to go or something like that. Maybe perhaps like fearful of losing what you've got with that person, and fearful of like trying to expand it for the fear of that failing in some sense. Perhaps you're not entirely sure about your emotions either. You may still be questioning your emotions around this. Okay, so from what I can see, you're unsure, your person's like a bull at a gate, ready to go, is what Spirit's giving to me. The outcome of this is like, I do actually see you moving past that fear and moving into a state of celebration. I am seeing you coming into like some sort, for some of you it is like, it's not so much a reunion as it is like a readjustment of a relationship, and then that then being celebrated. Okay, I want to clarify. Okay, Spirit's saying to just use the same deck. Okay, so the outcome of this seems like, all right, what do you know? General tarot. It's very open here, so it's going to go one of two ways, right? For some of you, I definitely see you like Okay, for some of you, I see you putting up like a bit of a hold. I see you like putting up a bit of a fight. I see you like allowing things to become like stressful to you for a time where you then question whether or not to move forward. I'm definitely seeing you then. For some of you, you'll be like pushed into this. Like for some of you, there is this like element of like perhaps falling in love with this person before you even get the chance to think about it. For others of you, there's very much trepidation. For others of you, there's definitely like a sense of like trying to hold back. But I'm actually seeing you like not really be able to in some way. Okay, Spirit's saying a lot of weird stuff about like collision courses and like the chaos of the stars and things like that. So there could be like, again, there is like a really spiritual aspect to this connection for a lot of you. I would say to trust in what your body and your mind and your emotions are all telling you, right? And it can be really overwhelming to try and categorize what those messages are. Yeah, but the way that Spirit's presenting it to me is like, let the head do its job, let the head and the mind rationalize this and categorize this in whatever way feels natural and appropriate for your mind. Once that's settled within the mind space, it will then filter down into the heart. If there's been any discrepancies up here, the heart will figure those out. The heart will see them, the heart will latch onto them, and the heart will then reconfigure in some way, because I do actually see you like moving into this like with a sense of joy, a sense of peace, a sense of like total abandon for some of you, but you're not there yet. For a lot of you, there's like a very much like a pause, a period of pause. Yeah, honor that time, make that time like your sacred time for yourself to like really question, is this what I want? Is this going to offer me all of my deepest, darkest desires? And also, am I able to control myself in regards to this? Because there is something around you feeling like maybe even a sense of like a lack of control to some degree. Like the overwhelming emotions could be what's the fear here for a lot of you. All right, show me anything else I need to see. Okay, so for some of you, there will be some kind of like, there's somebody else. This is the way that Spirit's presenting it to me. Like there's somebody else that you know and they know that like kind of comforts you in some way. Like they bring something to the table that then perhaps helps you to then move on, or to trust this person more, or to trust the connection more. There is some kind of unexpected. It is. It's something unexpected, and it's definitely coming from somebody else. Yeah. It could be a mutual friend. For some of you, it could definitely be a mutual acquaintance. For some of you, this could actually be like a setup. Like you could be getting set up by somebody here, and then like saying like, here, I've got this great person I want you to meet. That person's obviously got like, for some of you, it is even a secret admirer kind of energy. For others of you, there's just like some sense of trepidation around like meeting new people or whatever. For some of you, the way this comes through is like you've met someone, you're a little bit nervous about moving forward with them, and some kind of mutual acquaintance helps to appease those fears in some sense. Like there is something around some other person. Spirit saying like a little birdie. Okay. The way that this is presenting, my darlings, I am going to make this a short one because I feel like I'm getting a song. You know that song? Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. That song. Yeah, there is like triumphant energy around this. So if you've got fear, if you're excited about a new connection that you've made and you have like some fear element that's holding you back, I would definitely say to like jump into this in whatever capacity feels safe for you. I would jump in, head first. But yeah, take your time with it, because I definitely feel like there's going to be some kind of other element that's added here that kind of alleviates your fear. And then I see you moving into a period of like really happy celebration and like starting something with someone that's like, it's a firm foundation. So if you are looking for that someone, this could potentially be that person that you then build with, you then expand with. Like you're really like that. Like this could even be like somebody that you've even met through work that then turns into a lover. It doesn't have to be a friend. And it could even for some of you be potentially at a time where you really don't feel ready to like start something new. You could still be like healing some things from the past that you very much are like, those defensive walls is coming back into play here. The way this is presenting is like there's a lot of potential here. There is a lot of potential in the way that it comes through, is like it's heating up quickly. Like I don't know if you guys can see the flame rising on this candle. Like I thought it was going to burn the plant. So you may be like, the intensity of this might be what's frightening for you or like triggering for you in some sense. What I think I was saying before the candle interrupted me was, there may still be a sense of you feeling like you're still in the ashes of something that's happened recently, but it's like Phoenix rising. Like this could actually potentially be like what rejuvenates you, or the connection that restores your faith in love in some sense. And like definitely for some of you there's like a huge fear element here where you just are like not so sure about opening up. No, even for some of you not so sure about trusting in your own emotions, and that can be a tricky piece too. Yeah, so take your time with that. Like be really patient with yourself through that process as you kind of like reassess all these things. All right, so some things for you guys to look out for. I was getting all of this stuff around like dolphins. And the way that I was seeing the dolphins was like they were coming in to like a little bay and then surfing in the waves. So there is like really playful energy around this connection. So I would very much say to like open up, like lower your defenses and let faith and your heart lead the way here. Don't let the mind be in the driver's seat. Definitely let the heart lead the way here, because there is something around like, for a lot of you, this is your person. And I do see a lot of you actually stepping into like a long-term commitment here with that person. Super excited about this one. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Also, something else to look out for is going to be eagles for you guys. And they were giving me this like the Phoenix rising kind of energy before, where like this could be that restorative love that you need in whatever sense of the word, but it definitely feels like a romantic coming together. All right, I gotta go because my battery's running out. But I love you guys. And like for some of you, this will be a shock to the system. So let that shock, you know, perhaps reignite you in whatever way that it needs to. Oh, this was a fun love reading. But yeah, I think love readings are my favorite. You know why? Because I love love. All right, I love you guys. Toddy love.